This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark, chapter 8, verses 22 to 26. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. They arrived at Bethsaida. Some people brought a sightless man and begged Jesus to give him a healing touch. Taking him by the hand, he laid him out of the village. He put spit in the man's eyes, laid hands on him, and asked, "Do you see anything?" He looked up. "I see men. They look like walking trees." So Jesus laid hands on his eyes again. The man looked hard and realized that he had recovered perfect sight, saw everything in bright 20/20 focus. Jesus sent him straight home, telling him, "Don't enter the village." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 8, verses 22 to 26. The people of Bethsaida brought a blind man to Jesus. Although he did not ask Jesus to heal him, or maybe he did not even ask to be brought to Jesus, Jesus heals him at the request of his friends. But there is a curious description in this healing story. Jesus takes his hand and leads him out of the village. Mark has an important message to communicate in writing this. When Jesus touches our hearts, he takes us by hand, leads us to regain our sight, helps us to become conscious of our disillusioned way of living, and encourages us to leave our previous environment and lifestyle and change our behavior. There are numerous occasions when the evil around us keep us blind, and we do not even realize that we need healing. The forces that try to steal our attention from Jesus, that try to steal our dignity, that try to allure to egoistic desires of power, prestige, pleasure, and possessions, all these keep us blind to the mercy of God. Still, the infinite mercy of God restores and recreates us physically, psychologically, morally, emotionally, and spiritually. The healing of the blind happens gradually. When he begins to see, he begins to have blurred vision. This is exactly how Jesus works in our lives too. He opens our eyes through his word, little by little. The more we listen to it, the more we meditate on the words of Jesus, and the more we become conscious of the reality we live in. Our vision of the will of God and his plans for us become clearer to us. For this, we must allow the Lord to lead us out of the village of our prejudices, misconceptions, and comfort zones. All this began with a group of friends who brought this blind man to Jesus. This is the same as when we intercede for someone who needs help to be freed from the blinding slavery to sin. We have the responsibility of praying for others and helping them to come before the Lord. It is important to identify those forces that blind us today. The media and their advertisements accuse us of not being beautiful enough, not being rich enough, or not being free and strong enough if we do not do what is being advertised. They blind us to buying their products. Pope Francis had warned the faithful of their misconceptions about solo living, autonomy, and self-sufficiency. which resulted in Catholic couples refusing to have children but raising dogs and cats instead. We are blind who needs healing today. There are many Catholics who believe abortion, mercy killing, wars, genocide, etc. are the norm of the day. The world is blind. It stands in need of healing.